Okay, so the solo, the chords are the same as the verse. So we were doing 2 and 9, and then it was a 5 and 7. So for the solo, it's the exact same thing except upper fret. So instead of 2 and 9, we're doing 3 and 10, like this. 10. And then 6, 8, down to 1. And melody. Exactly how that rhythm goes, but for the fingerings, you start on 5, and the first notes are 5, 7, 8. So that'll lay out in your fingers, 1 finger per fret, like this. On the 4th string, 5, 7, 8. And the next little group of notes goes from 9 to 7 to 10. So if you lay out your fingers here, you get 9 in the ring finger, 7 in the pointer, and 10 in the pinky. A little slide on that last one. Do it again. Again, use your ring finger on 9 because that leaves your pointer finger on 7. You stay in position there without having to move too much. Do it again. Ring, 7, slide up. And then you're in position 10, 7 with the pinky and pointer, 8 with your middle, 7 with your pointer, slide down to 5. And then 3, 3, and 5. Probably best to do it pointer, pointer, and ring, and then slide with your pinky. And then the 3 and 5, if you do that with your pointer and ring, down to 3 and 1. Cool? Try that one more time. So the chords again. When you come back and do the verse, you're doing these same chords that we just did. 3, 10. And the little arpeggio thing is exactly like what we did before in the verse, except it's a verse, or it's a fret up. So that is this. It's
what
exact.
Did you see on that? I don't know if you're still recording.
No, it's okay. What did you see?
Where did you see on that sheet music there where it said the arpeggios the second time?
I don't know if it said it on the sheet, but the chords are the exact same thing as the chords. I'm just looking at those chord names and recognizing that it says.
Show me where that is.
It says verse 4.
Okay.
And so it's just another verse. By understanding it's another verse, you're understanding it's the same thing. And when I look at these chords, I can see it's a G and a D minor, which are all 1 fret above where they were the first time I played the verse. So it was just a modulation up a fret. It was just a move up a fret. That's just recognizing what's happening.
Guitar players play arpeggio. Okay.
See?
1 fret higher. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Makes sense? And if it didn't have a note there, you just kind of play what was there. And those chords happen to be a fret higher, and you can see it and recognize that because you're doing another verse, you're doing the same thing. They just moved it all up a fret.
What's that pedal called? Is that a looper?
This is a little inexpensive pedal. They cost like $60. It's made by a company called Zoom. This one's called a G1ON, which they don't make anymore. I think they make the G4ON now, or G4 or something like that, and they're like $80. There's a bunch of these down here. For the rock stuff, we usually use these Boss ones. Again, this is a ME70, which they don't make. They make an ME80 now. Those are like $300.
Well, what's the one that makes you like you were able to do those chords
So
and then record it, and then I see you put your foot down on it.
yeah, so
And then it's playing in the background where you can do your other stuff.
the Zoom has a couple things in it. It's got sound. So this is a sound that's plugging directly into the piano. When I change sounds, I'm going into this mode where it lets me adjust the tone. If you press over here, it's got a rhythm section with like a drum machine that you can control. Stop and start with your foot, and then if you switch sections again, it has a looper that you can play. So if you record this, it starts recording. As soon as you press it again, it keeps doing that. So I can go.
Yeah, that's what
So that's just a mode that this little pedal has, a little feature that it has that's incredibly useful. And you can press one of the stop pedal and it'll clear it, and you can just do it again. And I actually use that to play live, so that I have some rhythm to play over when I go to take solos. So we'll be playing a song and I'll capture a bit of like a verse or a chorus.
right in the middle of a performance.
Yeah, that's how I get my backup, so I don't have to have a whole band there just to play a solo.
Uh-huh.
You know, and you can also, even if you want, you can play the drums. I don't usually. I'll just go like this. You know, I'll do like a. It's like an overlap. And then while it's overdubbing, I can play. So, you know, I can do all sorts of little cool things. Get yourself a groove going with a looper. And right now, I'm not changing sounds. I'm just using this sound that cleans up really nicely. It's kind of like an amp sound, a regular. If I turn it up, I've been using that for a really clean sound. And so what you can do is get like a nice little. So I press this. Now it goes. Now I can turn up the volume. Stop it, and it's all
Yeah,
done.
that's cool.
Really neat, right? And if you want, you can click on the strings to make a little more groove and so on. So the little Zoom thing, the new one, I think it's called G4 at this point. It's even a little smaller than that. Run on batteries. It'll run USB power. It'll run a regular 9-volt power like all the music instrument devices have. And
Zoom 4.
G4, I think is what it's called.
Zoom G4.
Yeah, we can take a look at. Just I'll give you a link to it if you want from Amazon or wherever. I think it's, like, current price for those is like $80, and they're tiny. I mean, you can just plug in. You can plug your headphones in. That sound you're hearing has no amplifier. There's no guitar amp. It's just plugged directly into the PA, and that's using what's. This is a modeler. It has like it models an amp, and it has like every effect pedal you can imagine built in, and you can just add them, turn them on, and adjust them the way you would a regular effect pedal. You make a program out of that. You save it. And you get a sound that has all the effects and everything built in, and you have a patch that you go up and down with your foot when you're in the patch mode. And so it's super easy to use. And on the G4 you can even have a pedal mode where you can have a program and you can turn like the distortion on, you can turn the delay on, you can turn each
How
of those
long
on.
before I could use one of those things? A year?
Start this week.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's great to build your rhythm on.
So I could do that would it help?
Sure, absolutely. It's one of the best things you can do. We just got all that on video, so you have some info about it.
Oh, you got it on.
Yeah.
What's it called? The G4? Zoom G4?
Yeah, we can look it up. I think the new one is called the G4ON.
Or send me the link to it.
Okay, yeah, I'll just do an Amazon link.